All right, Panther Alert, let's continue talking about Bub Carrington's performance in Pitt's win over NC A&T on opening night. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think his assist numbers are going to hold. Now, I don't think they're going to hold at 10 assists a game. But what I do think is that he's probably not going to run into a situation where he's, going through a stretch of 2 and 3 assists per game. I think this is going to level off somewhere between, 5 assists consistently, 4 to 7 assists consistently, that type of range. He's going to have the upside of getting more. Obviously, we just saw that, but there's a big reason and why I think he's going to be able to continue to do this, and that is because Pitt is going to continue to run flare screens for him, and as long as Leggett, as long as Jorge, even Guillermo, who got him the 10th assist on Monday night, Hinson, of course, Zach Austin, even if he's in there and runs it with Jalen Lowe, those guys are going to be able to hit some threes, and I think he's going to run several of these flare screens. We saw it on Monday night. Let's talk about it. So diving into this one for Leggett. So I actually really like this setup here in the first half because this is a ram screen that Federico's trying to set for Leggett. And I really like the guard-to-guard ball screen action because it puts 2 defenders in a situation where they're not usually the screener's defender. So Leggett kind of gets his guy in a situation where he's like, okay, well, I don't usually end up on this side of ball screens. And so he's clearly playing the drive here. Clearly going to play the drive. And that, I mean, there's just no contest at all for this flare over the top. Now, again, Carrington is 6'5". There's going to be few players that really can deter this, and he has such a good feel for when 2 guys are on him and the available timing that it's going to take for him to get this pass off. Really, really good feel. Leggett just misses a wide open shot. No big deal. Let's talk about another one. So this is going to be Jorge. This is one that should happen continuously because Jorge is going to set a lot of flare screens. This is early action. This is going to be kind of a 4-out, 1-in look. Again, early offense. Pitt's going to run a lot of early offense here with Carrington, so I think that that's going to help him. And he just flares immediately. I mean, this is just kind of a slip. He doesn't really even set this as much as he kind of just ghost flares this thing. And he does hit it in the corner. And then here's the 10th assist of the night to get him his triple-double. Again, you're going to see this was a very common action. So this is kind of like one of those, chin variants here. I mean, this kind of would have been the chin screen. Instead, they go back to Carrington in the slot-to-slot pass, and this becomes like kind of a pin-up ball screen. And then this ends up just kind of being like an exchange. I actually think Pitt was going to eventually do something with this. They don't really set the chin screen here. I think this is kind of a variant, but I expect them at some point to do something besides just have 2 guys stand next to each other. This was pretty common. I mean, they probably ran this set at least 15 times. But the flare off of this is going to be really, really easy to get. And as long as this occupies help, then this is really just going to come down to this Carrington's man peeling off or the screener's defender, in this case, Guillermo. For him to defend this differently, 2 guys go to the ball, and Guillermo hits the 3. So one of the reasons I think the assists are going to hold is because he's going to have this opportunity to get an assist off a flare screen 4 times a game. And if they hit 2 wide open shots, there's 2 assists right there. So this one just comes in the flow of the offense. So again, like I think this is a situation where this is early offense. You saw kind of the screen in transition by Federico. So we'll rewind this a second here. So this is going to be that early offense. So, I mean, you immediately see this screen, 25 seconds still left on the clock. This is going to be something that Pitt runs. Try to get Carrington a screen coming out of transition. He's going to suck in the defense. Let's talk about something else here. I mean, this is just so much good stuff. So I love how he snakes out this pick and roll coming out of transition. One of the things that really can get to defenses that have a huge drop point, one of the ways to defend against drop and keep these other defenders in help for longer is to snake this out. So he does a really good job. I mean, look how long these guys are in help here. Pitt's eventually going to benefit from that. Ball gets moved around a little bit. Eventually Carrington drives here, drives to his left. Doesn't force anything, finds a wide open Hinson who is more than willing to always shoot the ball. So that in and of itself should represent 1 or 2 assists a game, right? Like I think it stands to reason that Hinson can get anybody on the floor 1 or 2 assists per night just based on his shooting. Now he's not going to have great shooting nights all the time, but the reality is there's going to be a lot of available assists and more videos in this series here at the end, especially this end game sequence analysis. We're going to talk about how he's going to get assists that way. So I think that the assist numbers are going to hold because of what Pitt's going to run. And of course, we'll have to track this as the season progresses.